Vonnie B, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Vonnie B's Homemaker Experience. I'm so glad that you decided to join me. Today, I'm going to be making something that, without it, Thanksgiving and Christmas just wouldn't be the same. Yes, that's right. I'm making a sweet potato pie. And instead of using the mixer to make it, and that's how I have made it for many, many years, using a mixer, a stand mixer. Well, today I'm going to make it using the blender. Yes, I said it, the blender. And I have used it before and I love it. I don't think I'm going to go back to using a mixer again. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Enjoy. All right, so we have our sweet potatoes, which I've got. This is 1.5 pounds of cooked sweet potatoes, and I used fresh, but you can use, I'm sure you can use the can, if you choose. All right, and then I've got a stick of butter, which I need to soften. I forgot to take it out of the refrigerator, so I'm gonna stick it in the microwave right now. And I have a can of evaporated milk right here. Okay, and we'll just let that soften up a bit. Then we'll move the milk over, and I'm going to put the sweet potatoes into the blender. Okay, so now we're going to set this up on the blender. We're going to blend these up till they're nice and smooth and all right, now this is noisy, but here we go. We're gonna get started. Okay, now I think that does it. For that part. Oh yeah, it looks good. Let's take it off here. Okay, see that? All right, so now I'll add the milk, the evaporated milk. We're gonna put the entire can in. $12 ounces, okay? And we'll also put the butter in. We're gonna add the nutmeg. We need 1 3/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. All right, we're gonna add the 1 teaspoon and then 3/4 teaspoon. All right, then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And we need 2 tablespoons. Plus 2 teaspoons. Oops. Okay, that's a teaspoon, and the second one we won't put quite as much in because we ended up pouring some in. Okay, so that's good. We have all of that in. And of course we need to add some salt, and we need 1/4 teaspoon of salt plus 1/8 teaspoon. And I do want to point out that we used an unsalted butter, okay? So we'll put the 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 teaspoon. Okay, that's that. All right, and so we'll go ahead and blend this. does it. Let's get this off of here. Okay. All right. There we go. So now all we need to add is the sugar. We're going to, and then of course, the eggs. We'll do the eggs last after we get everything to where we want it to be. We'll put the eggs in last, but that's looking good. All right, so now we're going to put in 2 cups of white granulated sugar. Which is 400 grams. So we're just gonna, we've got it on the scale, and then we'll just weigh in the amount we need. All right, now I put 2 cups in, and I'm gonna add another 1/4 cup. I missed that on my recipe. 2 cups. It's 2 cups plus a 1/4 cup. So, and a 1/4 cup of sugar in grams is 50 grams. So we'll just put that in. And you might be thinking, my goodness, that's a lot of sugar. Well, that may be so, but that's the way my husband likes it. He likes it sweet. He had told me when I'm making a sweet potato pie, the filling, to taste it, and if it's sweet enough for me, then to add some more sugar. And so that's what it turned out to be, 2 cups plus a 1/4 cup. All right, and now I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. All right, now we'll just go ahead and get this blended. All right, let's get started. All right. That looks good. All right, so now it's the time to taste it. Make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. We're going to make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. Okay. It's perfect. Now, I don't have to add any more sugar because I already added the extra sugar. It was a part of the recipe now. All right, so now it's time to add the eggs. And as you can see, this is quite full. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get all the eggs in at once or not. We will find out. Oops. Hit that one a little bit too hard, but we didn't get any shells in there, so that's great. Okay. All right. So now we've got our 6 eggs. And actually, I do think that we'll be able to get everything in at once, but I just want to make sure that everything can thoroughly mix without me thinking, oh boy, I might spill it out. It might, overflow or something if I really run it like I need to, blend it like I need to. So, all right, we poured just a little bit out, and then we're going to put the eggs in to We'll put all the eggs in. Okay. All right. All right, so we'll go ahead. Let's see how we do without the plunger. All right, that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna pour some of this. You know what? Actually, I think we'll be all right just pouring this directly in. All right, let's try it again. Get everything mixed thoroughly. All right, that does it. Let's get this down. And we'll just take this out. Look at that. You see how smooth that is? If you didn't have the eggs in it, you could just pour a little bit over some ice cream. Oh, that would be so good. But we're not going to do that. We're going to make our sweet potato pies with it. Now, we're going to get our pie crust ready, and then we'll pour in the sweet potato filling. All right. Now, as you can see, I've got my pie crust here, and these are not my Never Fail pie crusts, are they? No, they're graham cracker crusts. And this is just another way, you know, to do a sweet potato pie, or another way that I do a sweet potato pie. And actually, how this came about was I was making sweet potato pies around the holidays many years ago, and I ran out of, pie crusts. And I had purchased one of these, graham cracker crust. And I thought, wow, okay, I'll just use the rest of this filling in a graham cracker crust. And you know what? It was a hit, at least in my household and those that were visiting with me. So that's why I use the graham cracker crust from time to time. Not all the time, but that's what I'm using today. All right, so let's get this ready. Another nice thing about using these graham cracker crusts is, if you're taking the pie somewhere, then you have your own little carrying case, built in, because you can take this, clean it up, and then you can set it over the top of this. And usually I will put some plastic wrap over the pie. This is after it's cooked and everything. Anyway, put the plastic wrap over the top and then put this on and then fold this down. And you've got your little carrying case. And if you have something, well, it just makes it nice and neat to carry with you somewhere. Okay, let's get this one off. And I'm hoping that this, I'm going to leave this one because I'm not sure if this is going to be enough for 3 pies. So I'll just wait on that one. This recipe makes 2 9-inch pies. Now these are a little bit smaller than a 9-inch. They're about 8.5 inches. All right, so we may have some left. I don't know, but here we go. And that's another thing that this is my favorite part of using the blender, because then I can just pour it right in from the blender. Have my little pouring spout right there. Okay. 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 All right, I think that one's as high as we can go. Go a little bit more on this one. Okay, that's good. And we've got some left, but not enough for a full pie. So what I may do is add some raisins or cranberries to this. All right, I found some cranberries and some raisins. This is an experiment. I haven't done a cranberry sweet potato pie or raisin sweet potato pie in a while, and I forgot how I did it. But I'm just going to pour them in. All right, let's see what happens. And then we'll pour the rest of this batter in, or filling. Okay. I'm just going to put the rest of these in. All right, now my 2 sweet potato pies and my experimental sweet potato, cranberry, and coconut pie. Yes, I said coconut while I was off camera. I added some coconut to it. So anyway, pies are ready to go into the oven, and I will bake them for 10 minutes at 425 degrees, and then I'm going to turn the oven down to 350 and let them finish baking. I'll have to let you know after they're done how long they actually ended up baking in the oven. All right, well, here we go. All right, here is my sweet potato dump pie, and I took it out of the oven after about 40 minutes. I probably could have taken it out maybe after 30 because it cooked faster than the other ones, you know, probably because it's not quite as full and it doesn't have as much of the sweet potato filling in it. All right, here are our 3 pies. Fresh, well, at least the 2 sweet potato pies I've just taken them out of the oven. And the 2 sweet potato pies were in the oven at 350 degrees for an hour. So the total time for the sweet potato pies was 1 hour and 10 minutes. So now we're just going to let them cool, and but that's it. I think they turned out very nicely. Well, this wraps up my sweet potato pie blender edition video. As I mentioned earlier, I may never go back to using the stand mixer to make my sweet potato pie filling. I love the blender. It just chops up all, you know how your sweet potatoes well, they can, and I think they often do, have strings in them. And instead of having to pull the strings out as you mix, the blender just chops them all up and makes it smooth, just like when you make a smoothie. So I love it, and if you try it, I think you will love it too. Thank you again for joining me. I pray that you saw or heard something that was beneficial to you. Remember to click the thumbs up like button and subscribe to my channel, that is Vonnie B's Homemaker Experience, and share it with your family and friends. Also, remember to click the notification bell so that you will be alerted each time I upload a new video. Thank you again so much for joining me, and until next time, goodbye.